What's going on, my Jack brother? Coach Scott here, and in today's video I'm going to share what 10 years of building muscle naturally looks like for someone who has decades of lifting experience under their belt. Through this video I'm going to be sharing insights into my training and how it's evolved over the past 10 years, my nutrition, how it's evolved over the past 10 years, and physique updates from the past 10 years. Really looking forward to hearing your feedback to hear if you think my physique has improved during the past 10 years. The purpose of this video is to show you what's realistically possible with consistent hard work and dedication and designing your lifestyle in a way that allows you to thrive. I do find that some of my fellow bros sell themselves short when it comes to realistic expectations, while some of my other fellow bros set the bar, their expectations way too high of what's possible for a natural lifter with decades of lifting experience under the belt when it comes to building muscle at this stage of the game. And I want to thank Craig from Grey Wolf Fitness. I highly recommend you check out his channel as well. Craig suggested that I record this video after he came to my defense when someone had accused me of being on at least high doses of TRT. Now, Craig has been following me for several years, and he mentioned that, man, I've just made slow and steady progress over the years, what you would expect from a natural lifter. And I gotta say, as a smaller guy, 5'7", only weighing in 147 pounds, I do tend to find it flattering whenever I am accused of being on high doses of TRT or steroids or any kind of performance-enhancing drugs, because it goes to show that I must be doing something right if people think that my physique is only attainable if you are not natural. Yet at the same time, it's a little kick in the ass because it kind of discounts the effort and the consistency and the dedication I've put towards designing my lifestyle in a way that allows me to thrive. And it's also disheartening in the way that some people think that my physique is not attainable as if you're a natural lifter. And that's really the big purpose that I want to get across with this video, that it is absolutely 100% attainable for most people. Now, as Craig mentioned in his comment, he said that I've got excellent genetics. I would say I've got average genetics. I got excellent genetics in the sense that, I mean, I've always been lean. I'd say like naturally lean throughout my childhood years, my teenage years. But I also gain fat just as easy as your average bro. When I gained 50 pounds of fat in my mid-20s, I put it on effortlessly. I eat in a calorie surplus. I'm gonna be gaining fat just as fast as your average bro would. And it's gonna take me, it's gonna be just as hard for me to lose the weight as it would your average bro as well. When it comes to muscle building, I mean, again, I'm 147 pounds. It's what I have been able to gain over the years is pretty much, I'd say, on point with average. It's not poor necessarily. I wouldn't say I have terrible genetics, not the best genetics for muscle building, but I've still been able to build up a respectable physique. Certainly not top tier excellent genetics. I'd say someone like Jeff Nippard. I think Jeff's mom has more muscle than I do. He comes from a good line of aesthetic, freaking strong lifters there. So definitely good genetics, average genetics that I think most of my fellow bros would be able to achieve the physique that I have. Not everyone wants to be as lean as I am, and not everyone can get as lean as I am. So again, we gotta be in tune with what's going to suit us best. So at this stage of the game, 46 years young and feeling absolutely freaking phenomenal, I have no reason to go on TRT, and really I'm trying to do everything I can to avoid having to go on it by optimizing my lifestyle. And gotta be honest, like, I really am not very knowledgeable on TRT. I just going based on other people's experiences. I know some people have had a negative experience on TRT, and I know other people where it's been absolutely freaking life-changing for them and their overall well-being. They're all doing it for their well-being, their mental health. It's not so much about packing on muscle. So if I was to ever make the decision to go on TRT, I want you guys to know that you'd be the first ones to know. It'd be the discussion that I would want to have with you guys to let you know my reasons for going on it. And if I was to have any reason, it would be for my overall well-being and health. It wouldn't be to be packing on muscle. Guys, I'm content with how I look right now. If I was to not put on any more muscle, if I'm just to maintain what I've got right now, guys, I'm freaking ecstatic. I love this lifestyle. I love the weight training. I'm in there Would I like to gain a little bit more muscle? Hell yeah. I'm like, I want to kind of, I want to get to my true genetic potential. I'm just going to continue to push it. But right at this stage of the game, I'm just maintaining. I'm happy with that. So I wouldn't be looking to get on anything for building muscle. It'll be for my overall well-being. I'll be getting my blood work done in the next month as part of my annual physical. I look forward to sharing that with you guys. I've shared my blood work in the past. Back in 2017, saw my total testosterone was 18.1, right in the mid-range there. My free testosterone has always been borderline low. So free testosterone is what your body would be able to utilize to build muscle. That can always be in flux depending on the time of day that you get your blood work done. I'm always like first thing in the morning. So like free testosterone, the normal range is between 196 and 636. I was 204 back in 2017. So it's like borderline of being low with the free testosterone. Back in 2020, my free testosterone was 314. But as you see at the top of the results there, they say like they modified, the lab changed their testing protocol, and you should expect a 16% increase in your free testosterone based on their new calculations in there. And my total testosterone was 14 point something, but again, because they changed the numbers, they expected that number to be a little bit lower. They changed the range. Instead of like, what was it, 8 point something to 28.8, they changed it to 7.4 to 25. So 14.1 is probably very similar to my 18.1 that I had back in 2017. So total testosterone, saying pretty much the same. Free testosterone, pretty much the same between those 3 years. So really looking forward to seeing what it's like compared to this time 2 years ago. So with average testosterone and average genetics, I've been able to gain about 5 pounds of muscle during the past 10 years. So from the age of 36 to the age of 46. Now I've been lifting consistently since the age of 13. By the time I was 19, I weighed a whopping 123 pounds, and I had gained an appreciable amount of muscle during that time. So with how I look at that picture at 19 years old to how I look right now, most of the muscle that I gained in between that time frame was gained between the age of 19 and 25. At 25, I ballooned up. I gained 50 pounds of fat, lots of life stresses going on there. And then from the age of 25 to 35, I had spent trying to diet that weight off, yo-yoing back up and down. So unsuccessful with that until like at the age of 35, I told myself by my 36th birthday, I'm gonna give myself 6-pack abs again, and I achieved that goal. I spent the next 5 years going through multiple bulking and cutting phases. The first one, I gained 30 pounds and realized it just wasn't worth it. It was mostly all fat, just a little bit of muscle in there. So the next 4 bulking phases, I gained 20 pounds. So this is over like a 7-8 month period, and then cut that down. And then like I realized again, same thing, it's almost all fat, just a little bit of muscle. So 5 years ago when I went through that last 12-week cutting phase where I lost 18 pounds, I told myself I'm never gonna have to go through this again. This is ridiculous. It's just not worth it to gain that kind of excess fat. It doesn't serve me well in any way, shape, or form. So the next year, so 4 years ago, well 5 years ago, I only gained 10 pounds. Kind of realized the same thing. Basically the same amount of muscle gain. So I'm like, oh, let's try to keep it to 7 or 8 pounds. And then the past couple of years, I've kept it within like 5 to 7 pounds, keeping my weight kind of stable throughout there, keeping the same level of leanness pretty close throughout that time, and still gaining muscle at about the same rate. So all that excess fat just isn't worth it at this stage of the game. At this stage of the game, with decades of lifting experience under my belt, I find it's not so much about the increase in scale weight when it comes to improving your physique. I find you can maintain your scale weight and still look better from year to year. I think a lot of it has to do with the muscle maturity, the density, the details of your physique. So you can look a lot better without actually like packing on pounds of muscle. Now my training has definitely evolved during the past 10 years. Up to that point, I was just doing body part split routines, and it's at that time where I started experimenting with different splits. The first split I experimented with was an upper lower push pull leg split, where the upper lower was strength focused, push pull legs was hypertrophy focused. Then I tried an upper lower split, and then I shifted to like a push pull leg split. And then from there, I even did a full body split there, and I tried a high frequency training where it's full body 5 days per week. And then I just started creating my own hybrid training splits where you're following the punish and prod approach that I talk about a lot in my videos, and taking like a push-pull leg split and putting my own little spin on it, and just creating different splits that just allow me to have fun with my training and challenge my body in different ways. And really kind of, I mean, when you think about it, like a lot of the research out there, it's just kind of meant to guide us a little bit, give us a little bit of insight. But really the joy in training is just to take a training split, give it your best effort, track your progress, try to progress in any way, shape, or form that you can. Like at this stage of the game, for me personally, gaining strength is not an easy thing, and even gaining muscle at this stage of the game is not an easy thing, or even adding reps at times is not an easy thing. So I'm just always trying to improve like the quality rep that I perform in each and every set. Just give the best of myself. Just give all that I have to each and every workout, and know when it's appropriate to pull back. I think that's probably the biggest way my training has evolved, especially during the past 5 years. Has been manipulating training volume. So I will gradually ramp up from a low volume training phase up to a very high volume training phase and then pull it back again. So manipulating training volume, and as I'm doing that, as I'm increasing training volume, oftentimes I find that you need to increase the frequency in which you train a muscle group, because you don't want to have, if you're increasing your volume to like 16 sets per muscle group per week, you don't want to hit 16 sets for that muscle group in one workout. You're going to want to split it between at least 2 workouts. And if you get up to like, you're really pushing the volume with your training and you want to get it up to like 24 sets per muscle group, like you might have to spread that volume over at least 3 workouts, training sessions throughout the week. So really learning to manipulate training volume and training frequency in order for your body to, again, it's all about kind of challenging your body. You want your body to adapt to a certain stimulus, then you bump it up again, adapt to that, bump it up again, adapt, and then you get to a point where your body is just, it can't handle any more volume. It's going to be detrimental. So you pull back that training volume so your muscles resensitize to the training stimulus once again. So once you start ramping it up again, your body's going to respond better. Plus, that's a great way for your body to fully recover, for the fatigue to dissipate from your muscles, give your joints a break and everything. So really learning to manage the volume so you manage muscle damage and recovery. So that's what 10 years of building muscle looks like for a natural lifter with decades of lifting experience under his belt. Now, I would love to hear from you down in the comment section below. Do you think my physique has actually improved during the past 10 years? Do you see subtle little improvements there, or do you think it's basically stayed the same? Are you someone who thinks that my physique is only achievable from being on TRT or steroids or any kind of performance-enhancing drugs? I'd love to hear your thoughts on TRT or the whole natty or not debate. Do you get yourself wrapped up in all of that? Do you find yourself looking at other people's videos and wondering, are they natural or not? I definitely would love to see a lot more transparency out there, just to give ourselves, again, an honest representation of what is possible for a natural lifter, especially at this stage of the game with decades of lifting experience under the belt. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. I'd really, really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. If there's any video topics that you'd like me to cover, please share them down in the comment section below. And if you know a fellow bro who would benefit from watching today's video, please do me a favor and share it with them. Before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Jacked After 40. Have yourself an amazing day. Catch you in the next video.